while it's nice and hot. I'm gonna take it out while it's nice and hot. Gonna eat it up right on the spot. Challah in the oven, gonna watch it rise. Challah in the oven, gonna watch it rise. Challah in the oven, gonna watch it rise. Right before my very eyes. Shabbat shalom, ma yafeh hayom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom, ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom.
Or you can move up. We'll see who else, if anybody else comes. All right.
That's why they stay home in the comfort of their own homes, although you're always welcome to come out. So Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all of my friends.
Take some candles.
Shabbat candles burning bright. Shabbat candles burning bright. Shabbat candles are burning bright. Let us know it's Friday night. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to you and all of my friends. With Shabbat challah, it's so good to eat. Shabbat challah, good to eat. Shabbat challah, so good to eat. It's a special Shabbat treat. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to you and all of my friends. With Shabbat day, it's my favorite day. Shabbat day, it's my favorite day. Shabbat day, it's my favorite day. It's the day I get to say Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to you and all of my friends.
Shabbat shalom, friends. Whether you're in the sanctuary or online and joining us, it's good to have you with us. We're going to continue to warm ourselves up for Shabbat by
It's not that cold.
singing a few songs to get ourselves ready.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom,
Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam.
Friday, 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 Friday
Night when the sun goes down.
Friday, 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 Friday
Night when the sun goes down.
What a wonderful Shabbat sound, singing, dancing all around. Friday, Friday night when the sun goes down.
What do we do first? What do we do first? Light the candle.
Light the candles. We light the candles. We light the candles on Shabbat. Light the candles. Gonna light the candles. Gonna light the candles on Shabbat. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. What a wonderful Shabbat sound, singing, dancing all around. Friday, Friday night when the sun goes down.
What's next? Not yet. What's
Not
next?
yet.
What's next?
Drink some juice. After we say Kiddush, we drink some juice on Shabbat. Drink some juice after we say Kiddush. We drink our juice on Shabbat. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. What a wonderful Shabbat sound, singing, dancing all around. Friday, Friday night when the sun goes down.
Now what do we do? Eat challah. Yeah, here we
Eat some
go.
challah. After we say a bracha, we eat some challah on Shabbat. Eat some challah after we say a bracha. We eat some challah on Shabbat. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. What a wonderful Shabbat sound, singing, dancing all around. Friday, Friday night when the sun goes down. Say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
To everyone in our home, we say Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat shalom.
on Shabbat. Say Shabbat Shalom to everyone in our home. We say Shabbat Shalom on Shabbat. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. What a wonderful Shabbat sound, singing, dancing all around. Friday, Friday night when the sun goes down. Goes down.
All right, we are going now. If you have a book and you want to follow along, we are on page 6. We are going to kindle to light our Shabbat candles. I'm going to ask everybody who can to stand up for a moment as we light our candles and we make our blessing. And we are going to make 3 circles, 1 circle for ourselves, 1 circle for our family, 1 circle for all the people in the world, and we join in our blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehalikneh shel shalom.
can sit back down. We turn the page to page 8. And on page 8, you find the words Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Panei Shabbat Nikabla. We greet the Shabbat as if the Shabbat is a bride at a wedding. And we add to those words Shabbat Shalom Umevorach. We wish each other a Shabbat of peace and of blessing. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala, Panei Shabbat Nikabla, Nikabla. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala, Panei Shabbat Nikabla, Nikabla. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Umevorach. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Umevorach. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala, Panei Shabbat Nikabla, Nikabla. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala, Panei Shabbat Nikabla, Nikabla. We turn to page 18. Ask everybody to stand up for our call to prayer for Baruch Hu.
Lai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Hamevorach leolam vaed.
Page 28 and 29, Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto leolam vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto leolam vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
You can be seated. Page 33. We remember when we were slaves in Egypt. We remember when the Egyptians forced us to work from sunrise to sunset. We remember when our bellies growled because there was no food to eat. We remember when all we wanted was a cool drink of water. We remember when we had no warm blankets and we shivered in the cold night. We remember crossing into safety and breathing the air of freedom. We remember dancing with joy and singing our songs of thanks. And because we remember, we promise this day to feed the hungry, to bring water to the thirsty, to give clothes to the needy, and to reach out our hands and bring the whole world into our freedom dance. Micha Mocha 32.
Yum bim 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 bye, yabba bye bye bim bye, yabba bye bye bim bye, yabba bye bye bim bye, ay ay lie lie lie, yabba bye bye bim bye, ay ay lie lie lie, yabba bye bye bim bye, mi chamocha, bailim Adonai. Mi kamocha medar bakodesh norati lo osei fele norati lo osei fele yabai bai bim bai yabai bai bim bai yabai bai bim bai yabai bai bim bai ay 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 yabai bai bim bai ay 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 bye bye bim bye 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 ay 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 bye bye bim bye ay 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 yeah bye bye
Yeah, bye-bye.
yeah bye bye
Yeah, bye-bye.
yeah bye bye
Yeah, bye-bye. Yeah,
bye.
So we have a prayer in our service, our Avot Ve'imahot prayer, that tries to connect us to all the people who have come before us, to our parents, to our grandparents, to our great-grandparents, to our great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, all the way back to Abraham and Sarah. And so we're going to start first with our Adonai Tzvatai Tivtach on page 38, asking God to open our mouths to words of praise, and then we'll do our prayer that connects us to everybody who comes before. And if you feel like you can, I invite you to stand up, and we'll start with Adonai Tzvatai Tivtach.
Adonai
Sifatai Tivtach,
Ufia ki tehilatecha. Adonai, open my mouth so that I can pray to you with all my heart.
Page 40.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah.
We're going to take the Torah out of the ark. The words to what we're going to sing are not in your book. We sing, "It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy."
Eitz Chaim Hi, L'machazin Kima V'tomcha, Ve'ushar Eitz Chaim Hi, L'machazin Kima V'tomcha, Ve'ushar. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life. To those who hold fast to it, all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life. To those who hold fast to it, all who embrace it are happy. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom.
Everyone can sit. So once there was a brother and a sister, and they grew up on a farm together. And they used to work the fields along with their parents, and they grow all sorts of things, wheat and corn and potatoes at certain times of the year. And then they grew up, and each of them got their own farm. One of them, the brother, Sam, he had his farm right here. And his sister, Rachel, had her farm right on the other side of the hill, right over here. And, you know, it had been one of those seasons. What do things need to grow? They need good soil. They need the right amount of rain. They need the right amount of sunshine. And everything worked out just right. There was just the right amount of rain. The soil was rich with nutrients. The sunshine just as much as it should. And their wheat, their wheat harvest was full. The wheat was tall. And they had more than they needed. It was a wonderful harvest. Well, Sam lived here all by himself, and Rachel lived over here with her family. And, you know, Sam thought this harvest was so big and so good, and he had bagged all this wheat. The tower of wheat bags was giant, and he thought, you know, I'm just me. What do I need with all this wheat? I'd like to give some to my sister because she could use, sell a little extra wheat and do something special for her family. But she would never take it from me. So I'll have to do something kind of quietly at night, just add some wheat to her wheat. But what he didn't know is that his sister Rachel on the other side of the hill was thinking, I have this family who supports me. They help me work on the farm. My brother has to do everything all by himself. Wouldn't it be nice if he had a little extra wheat that he could sell and do something special for himself? I know he'd never take it from me, but I'll just give him a little bit of extra wheat that he won't know about. So that morning, when the sun wasn't even out yet, it was still dark. It was nighttime, early in the morning, and Sam took a couple of bags of wheat and put it over his shoulder. Oh, they're heavy bags. Put it over his shoulder, walked up the little hill, brought it over, and without his sister even knowing, added the wheat to his sister's wheat pile. But just a little while later, his sister woke up, and she got up and she looked around, and it was still dark. She grabbed a couple of bags of wheat, and she walked over the hill, and she placed them on her brother Sam's wheat pile. Well, it was really time to wake up now, and they both did. The roosters were crowing, and they woke up, and time for a new day. Time to get up. And they woke up, and when Sam got up, he came out, and he looked at his wheat, and he couldn't figure out what was going on. There was just as much wheat there that had been there the day before, and he had taken some to his sister. Was he dreaming? Did he really do that? Boy, he wasn't sure. And Rachel woke up over here, and she came out, and she looked at her wheat, and there was just as much wheat as there had been the day before, and she couldn't figure that out either. She thought, was I dreaming? Something's weird. Well, we all have another chance. So the next night, again, Sam woke up, grabbed a few bags of wheat in the middle of the night, took them over his shoulder, carried them over the hill, placed them on his sister Rachel's stuff. And then Rachel woke up, picked up some wheat, took it over the hill, and put it over on her brother Sam's pile. And then the roosters crowed and it was time to wake up. Modani lifanecha, they thank God for a new day. And then they went out and they looked and they said, wait, I don't understand. There's just as much wheat here as there was before. I can't figure it out. Can't figure it out. And the same thing happened to Rachel over here. Well, the third night, they were going to make this happen. So the third night, they both woke up. And I don't know what happened. I don't know whether Sam got up a little bit later or Rachel got up a little bit earlier. But Sam packed up his bags of wheat, and Rachel packed up her bags of wheat, and they started up the hill. When they got to the top of the hill, each of them was carrying their bags of wheat, and in the dark, they bumped right into each other, right at the top of the hill. And they could each see Sam was carrying a couple of bags of wheat, or Rachel was carrying a couple of bags of wheat, and they understand what had been happening all along. They gave each other big hugs because they really loved each other so much. They gave each other big hugs, and they said, thank you so much for thinking about me. Thank you for so much for thinking about me. Well, there's a legend in the Talmud that says that on that mountain, which was in Jerusalem, that's the mountain that later God decided to build the temple in Jerusalem. Not Temple Beth Israel, but the temple in Jerusalem. And they built it there because of the love the brother and sister had shown for one another. Shabbat Shalom.
Chala, chala, oh my Shabbos, chala, 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 it's yummy, delicious, and sweet. Ya-la-la-la-la-la-la. Well, now sometimes I bake it with raisins. Sometimes I use chocolate chips.
Yum, yum.
Sometimes I like to use currants, so tasty on my lips. I love my challah, challah, oh my Shabbos challah, 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 it's yummy, delicious, and sweet. Ya-la-la-la-la-la-la. Now sometimes I spread it with butter. Sometimes I use strawberry jam. Sometimes I even use Nutella, 'cause that's the way I am. I love my challah, challah, oh my Shabbos challah, 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 yummy, delicious, and sweet. Ya-la-la-la-la-la-la. Now before it goes into the oven, we give the dough a special twist.
It looks like this.
It bakes up so brown and delicious, with a smell I can't resist. Smells just like challah, challah, oh my Shabbos challah, 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 it's yummy, delicious, and sweet. Ya-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Now y'all probably think that we're finished, but singing is just so much fun, especially when we sing about challah. Our singing's never done. Let's sing about challah, challah, oh my Shabbos challah, 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 yummy, delicious, and sweet. Ya la 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 la.
All right, why don't you gather together with your loved ones and we will offer a blessing, a family blessing to everybody. Here we go.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you with good and keep you safe.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God be with you and be kind to you.
Yis Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Shalom.
May you always know that God is close, and may God give you the gift of peace.
Amen.
Those who joined us online, thank you for being with us, and Shabbat Shalom. For those of you here, we're going to move into the social hall. We have some juice and some challah, and we'll make our blessings and wish each other Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And just a reminder for those online, we'll be back in about a little less than a half an hour for our regular service. This week featuring our shul band and birthdays and all sorts of Shabbat wonderfulness. So come on back. See you soon.